Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Clarified Solutions' 5th live post. So the theme of today is going to be technology and communication in a highly connected world. Thank you so much for all of those people who responded to the poll that I placed on Facebook and Instagram earlier in the week. There were some really interesting answers that people offered up. The question was, which technology trends and applications will take precedence in the coming years? So basically, I'm going to dive straight into that and have a discussion about technology trends, how this is influencing our communication, and a path forward. So some of the answers that I had for the poll were for the project management tools were things like Microsoft Teams will be a technology trend of the future. Slack and Asana and Jira were all very popular and popped up several times in people's answers. So I was thinking, in light of COVID-19 and how technology has taken such center stage with our personal lives as well as our professional lives, it's time to have a look at how technology is supplementing the communication that we have face-to-face, if any. So many people are working from home, set up in a workspace that they've created, and not in their usual work environment, surrounded by colleagues from a range of different backgrounds and skill sets. So now it feels like the time for particular technology experts to really thrive, and I can imagine there will be an explosion in interest in areas such as user experience, app developers, and web developers. With this heavy reliance on technology as the primary mode or platform to assist us in our communication when we are physically separate from one another, these particular professions will be in high demand, and their creativity and dedication and skill is going to be highly sought after, as it has been previously, but now with even more emphasis. So I'd really like some comments and interaction with this particular live, and if anyone has anything to add when it comes to how have you responded to using technology in these ways, in terms of having an increased reliance on the use of technology in your workspace, and how has this impacted your level and your quality of communication with your colleagues? Do you believe that the use of technology has actually aided in your communication, or have you found, because of technical glitches, that it's actually been detrimental? Have you been able to further develop rapport with your colleagues? Have you used technology outside of the workspace and in a personal scenario so that you can continue to build relationships with people that you can't be in the same space as? So, as I was saying before, the technology trends are forever changing, and it's incredible how, for example, mobile phones are always updating software, sending out new additions to the models of phones that are available, and it seems that technology experts are just in a continuous race to improve and offer customers an even better product to serve even more of their personal needs. So with all of this said and done, it begs for consideration of how communication in workplaces is occurring in a highly connected world. So, for example, I'd be curious to know if you work in a workspace and there are colleagues living and working internationally or working interstate. How does this work? How do you manage the workflows with these people when they may be in different time zones or working on different projects simultaneously? So also, I'm curious to know, in terms of your particular preferences and your insights into yourself, is technology something which you embrace? And if so, how and why? And if technology is something that you would rather have less to deal with, why would this be? Is this because previously and historically you haven't needed to have such a dependence on technology? Or is this because you're finding that It's hard to keep up with all of the different applications that are being developed and all of the different software and programs. So please comment below on your feelings about this particular question. So one thing that I've spoken to many clients about in terms of some sort of the negative impacts of technology, even though there are so many positive outcomes from using technology to communicate with your colleagues, is subtle physical cues are really lost in communication. So when we're talking about highly effective communication, so much of communication that we have is nonverbal. So by nonverbal, I mean facial expressions, the way in which we present ourselves physically, how we dress, the way in which we sort of move away or towards people, and a whole range of other things as well. So with some of these subtle forms of communication being much harder to detect using technology, given that it is so visual and auditory, how do you feel that this is affecting you? So, you know, I've heard some of my clients say that they feel, to a degree, even though there is more rapid and efficient communication, they can still feel a sense of isolation from the people that they're communicating with. So this is quite interesting psychologically. So it says to me that communication is far more than seeing and hearing someone. The additional layers of interaction that are gained when you're face to face is certainly something that I think many people will look forward to returning to. We negotiate our way to a new style over the coming months and years. So this was going to be a fairly brief look at highly effective communication in the workplace using technology as a platform and a medium. I'm really looking forward to interacting with you further in your comments to the different questions that I've posed. And have a wonderful long weekend for those of you in Australia who are watching. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.